So someone says, man, I want to grow. Okay. It's easy in these conversations to allow that to be thrown out there and then just to allow it to die. The interesting thing is when we think about growth, what are all the factors that actually go into growth? Man, leadership. Who am I being led by? You don't just like production is an outcome, right? Of things you've invested to generate that outcome. So all of a sudden we get to say, okay, man, growth is the desired outcome. Where are they actually currently at? Now, what are all the resources that can come into play to help them grow? That's leadership, that's being part of a team, that's being in a high energy environment, that's not looking backwards, but looking forwards. So it's about mindset as much as it is about actions that you take. Then it is the available actions. What is it that we actually do here? What is our playbook that helps you generate more leads, more referral partners, more revenue generating relationships to help you grow? What does it actually look like? What are your constraints that come into play that keep you from being able to grow? Okay. So, man, what right now, what would you say for what has gotten in the way to keep you from hitting the growth that you would like to be able to hit? What is it? Are you stuck in the file? Are you stuck doing too much of the $20 an hour activity that you're not out there doing your highest ROI, lead generation activities? Is it lack of belief in your own products and systems? Is it lack of your belief to be able to deliver a great client experience that you're proud of? Is it your pricing strategy that you feel like you're losing 7 out of 10? And by the way, it's your pricing strategy, not necessarily the company's. Like, do you actually have a pricing strategy and know how to operate that effectively? So when someone, I just want this to really land here, because it's easy to get into a discovery conversation, not be present to what someone says, and they share a handful of things that could provide infinite depth of conversation that actually enriches the whole map, that leads to tipping points of like, oh man, growth is actually an issue of leadership. Growth is actually an issue of you having the support you need, which means you have significance here and you belong. Growth is actually a mindset first that generates actions that generate the results. Growth is a factor of having the right tools and resources at your side that's going to help you develop more relationships in the marketplace and meet a need that other people are not. Like, there's so many things to be able to dig into in that one thing that we can, again, chunk it down into smaller and smaller things. Well, let me ask you, what does your day-to-day action plan look like for getting in front of more agents right now? So you can chunk it down or you can chunk it up. Man, let me ask you, what is leadership doing for you? What kind of conversations are you having right now in your operation, in your team, around what it looks like to make 2024 your best year yet? So like you can go so many different levels. And as you go those levels, you're strengthening the tipping point of the person coming to a yes